This is a presentation of Welcome Molalla, where we bring you fun and informative videos from within our community. In this episode, Molalla welcomes the October installment of Coffee with the Mayor, with Molalla City Mayor Keith Swigart, presenting a number of broad topics addressing questions and concerns recently voiced in the community.
Hello, everyone. This is possibly the last Coffee with the Mayor. I am not sure yet. We're running into the holidays. We'll only have one meeting a month in the next 2 months. So depending on how busy things are during this time, I may or may not have another session in November and December. This one, however, I'm doing solo. There's been a lot of rumors going around, and I would like to quell those rumors. For the council members, or I shouldn't say council members, for people running for council, for the new people that are running for council, this will probably be a lesson. I had to have a lesson when I was elected in 2016. I thought I was going to set the world on fire and found out that in politics you really can't. Well, you can if you, I should take that back, if you're in federal politics you can set the world on fire, but city, not so much. One of the things was our city manager. It was said that we signed his contract, or his contract negotiations. We accepted in November 14th, 2018. At the time, I was a council member, and Glenn Borth back then was a council member still. And I believe Terry Shankle took his place. However, our ex-mayor was there and 6 council members, and we all voted yes on our city manager's contract, every single one of us. So I want to put that to bed. Number 2, how much he is getting paid. This is a document from Peckham, and McKinney Executive Search. This is the city administrator, City of Canby was looking for. Starting salary, $135 to $175, depending on qualifications. So the fact that there are some people that think that our city manager is being overpaid, no, that is wrong. We have kept our city manager for these years since I've been on council and since I became mayor, or was appointed to mayor, because we have a great team. We're getting things done. We're getting things done that was in the visioning documents, that was done also by all present at the time. When I came in 2016, it was already in the works. Before that, and I should say in the last, well, up to 2019, the 6 years prior to that, that is counting our present city manager, we went through 6 city managers, which means when Dan Huff was hired, we had already gone through 5, which would have been actually 1 a year or 1 every 10, 12, or 11 months, okay? Which, that upsets the whole apple cart. If you have to hire city managers or city administrators, and you have to get them on the road to success in our city, they can't do it in a year. They just can't. So we were having problems back then. Our sewer system, I was talked to about the legal people that we hired, lawyers that were specialized in this, that were hired before I became city council. So the mayor at the time and the rest of the city council had hired these people, and they were doing great things for us. That's why we got out of a bunch of more fines, although we did get one. We were told to remove solids. We removed solids, and it caused a problem. And we're talking to them about that fine now. However, this was a sewer plant that was built to last 20 years. Now we're past 20 years. Things should have been done a long time ago. They weren't. That's none of the current or few years previous council or mayors had anything to do with. It got out of control. It was a lot of people back then, 2 years ago when it was done, it was kind of a, hey, let's do it. Don't worry about it. We won't be around by the time they need another sewer system. The city will be larger. People can pay for it. Well, that's true. We took a lot of time and as a council and a lot of painstaking agony trying to get the price of this down. It was touted at 70 million. Right now we're at 27 million. That was a heck of a savings. When it came time to raise rates yearly to pay for this, instead of doing it all at once, we hammered numbers and hammered numbers, had the city come back again, and we finally got it to where we were happy with the yearly raises, which would be pennies above the yearly increase that covers cost of living and increasing items that need to be replaced. The cost of those goes up, everything goes up. Therefore, your sewer bill, which hadn't been raised in many years, was raised. There is talk about using the funds that we have saved years ago, as a lot of people here remember. We had a problem with our finances in the city, and they were in the red. That was handled. But our auditors, auditing company that we get audited every year, asked us, they said we ought to do best practices for our financial situation, which was have a cushion so this doesn't happen again. We do have a cushion. Millions of dollars? No. This cushion, our fiscal year starts on one date, our taxes come in months later. This money gets us going, so we do not have to wait for our finances to come in from taxes and so on. We can hit the road running. As far as our budgets are hard because we don't know this year, for instance, because we have backup, we have extra money. Taxes are a problem this year. COVID, the fires, people not working, businesses going out of business. We're not getting the taxes this year that we got last year or the year previous. Therefore, the extra money that we have put aside for days like this or for times like this will come in handy. If we spend it down for things such as play structures, which we are working on now, the current play structures that we have are not repairable. We can't get parts for them because they're outdated. We have to buy new ones. We are working on that as we speak. However, if we used it for roads or other things, we would not have that money. We don't want to go in the red again. First of all, it's illegal. You are required by law to have a balanced budget. One of the things that we do every year is have an audit to make sure that our budget is where it needs to be, and our budget the previous year was where it needed to be. We have an expenditure policy, and this policy was adopted in 2019. The purpose of this policy is to establish guidelines for the City of Molalla to efficiently and effectively process expenditure transactions. This policy is applicable to all expenditure transactions of the city to ensure a fundamental level of integrity, directness, and transparency in how the city spends public funds. To ensure city expenditures directly support services to customers and citizens. Our policy statement is all payments due shall be paid as agreed. The city shall take advantage of vendor discounts to the extent practicable and available. All payments must be properly authorized and supported by appropriate documentation, and these are things that keep our city staff honest. They're honest anyway, but this keeps everyone honest and above board. All payments must be properly authorized and supported by appropriate documentation. Proper authorization may consist of an approved purchase order or direct approval on an original invoice or payment request. Approval is based on city charter limits. Appropriate documentation consists of an original invoice or payment request and proof of receipt of goods and services. Payment shall not be made on copies of invoices. That's copies. It has to be the original invoice. All checks require 2 signatures, one of which is the mayor or a city councilor, if available. Signers include the city manager, department head, at least 2 councilors, and the mayor. Payments other than by check require the same approval process. Expenditure-related duties shall be assigned to city staff in such a manner that there is appropriate separation of duties. Specifically, the initiation, authorization, and processing of expenditures shall be assigned to separate individuals. Access shall be restricted to city staff with direct responsibilities for expenditure-related functions and only those functions as assigned. Number 1, system access shall be assigned and maintained according to specific functional assignments and assessed by unique login and password by employee. That's another level of safety. Access to blank check stock shall be restricted and under the control of the finance director. All check numbers in sequence shall be properly accounted for. Another check and balance. Voided checks shall be appropriately canceled, stamped or marked void, and the signature lines removed and retained until after completion of the annual audit. These are all safety measures put in place so that we could not, or council or staff could not misappropriate funds. And this was done for the citizens. Everything we do is for you. We don't lie to you. We make sure that you are not, the cost of what you have to pay in this city is not exorbitant, and that we're not spending money on useless things. Okay, so we've covered facts, and some of the facts, of course, are just that, facts, and they're not very understandable. I do want to let you know that anytime with the current council, and I'm sure we've told you this before, you can reach out to us. My phone's always there. I don't pull the plug on it every night. Well, I do it about 10 o'clock, but until then, it's on. You can call and ask me anything you want. You can complain. You can do whatever you would like. Right now, I'm giving you the facts. With the budget, I know that people want us to spend money where they want it spent, and that's fine. If you want more economic development, we will work on that. However, in the budget, we have a budget. It has to be balanced by law. Our taxes come from the state. They get the biggest portion, we get a little portion. We do not tax anything. To get money to do things, I know that at one time there was, and it was a sore subject, there was a $5 fee on our water bill for the pool, take care of the pool. Well, the city came into agreement with the school district that we would take care of the pool for 50 years. Well, 50 years, over 50 years, I should say, looking into pool systems, we would spend millions keeping the pool up. That has gone away. The school district, everyone in the school district could use a pool, but the people inside the city were paying for it. That was changed. Not by me. I was not on council then, but that was a great thing that council did. The previous council did that. The previous council, before I came in, actually before some of the other ones came in, balanced the budget, and they had to tighten belts, and the city had to do without. The citizens had to do without. Once it got balanced, we had to be audited every year. So we are, as I told you before. And that's what our rainy day fund is for. That's best practices that our auditors have said you should have. So we have it. If anything, if you're unhappy about anything, please, or you want to check any facts that I've given you, please look on our city website. If you're having a hard time finding them, call the city. They will direct you how to get there. I promise you, I will make sure that they do. There was also questions about our city manager hiring his friends. That is also untrue. I have right here when they were all hired. That's a fact too that you can find out or check, excuse me. But I just wanted to set everyone straight. What our council has done, we have watched the budget. We have not spent frivolously. We have gotten we've put in a new water district plant, if you will. And that didn't raise the bills because we did it. We go as we can. We're doing street maintenance as we can. We're paying as we go. We asked for, in 2016 or 17, we asked for a fee to take care of roads, and you said no. So that's fine. We didn't push it. We didn't put it in anyway. We said we will do it as we can, as we go. And that's what we've been doing. Just what I'm trying to say is check the facts. Council members, new ones that want to be a council member, they have not spun anything. They have not lied. They have not told anything that is not a fact. They don't know. I didn't know. When I came in 2016, I was going to set the world on fire. And then the brakes got put on. And I learned, okay, here's how we do things. Your council makes decisions in the best interest of you. Your council spends money in the best interest of you. We balance a budget in the best interest of the citizens. We do not want to charge any more in fees than we have to. It's not right, and we don't do it for that reason. We work long and hard to make sure that you don't have to pay an abundant amount of fees to put things in. We could have been like another city, I won't name, that had to put in a new sewage plant and put the burden on it that everybody's bills doubled immediately. We didn't do that. We worked and worked and worked because people can't afford that. A lot of people can't afford it, some can. So in retrospect, I want people to check, not believe everything they hear, because a lot of it is untrue. A lot of it is spun. Make your decisions wisely and vote. Please vote.
Thank you for spending time with Welcome Molalla. We hope you enjoyed this episode and that you will come back for more and share with your friends.